Hi listeners, welcome to my channel. North Node in Gemini is meeting Venus today, and that generates some gems, creating opportunities and potential for success in Venusian pursuits, which is music, creativity, arts, pleasure, love, and finances. This is a very progressive aspect, promoting choices which are more untraditional and progressive in love, in fashion, in creativity, in finances, and even in diplomacy. In fact, this is a great aspect for business discussions and diplomacy and partnerships of all shapes and form, as well as for self expression. I would use today to create something, to draft a forward looking desire, and watch for some very important clues. Pluto and Sun are also making a trine today, giving us the willpower to forge forward despite the blues and the hesitations or the blockages that Mars, Saturn, quincunx are bringing to us. But there is more to all of this. So, as usual, we will go deeper into all of this today. My name is Charu, and I'm your host on this journey. So, let's dig in. Venus, the planet that rules our choices, our finances, creativity, love, and heart, is in Gemini till 2nd of June. Venus in Gemini loves her variety, her choices, her ability to change her heart. She is a social butterfly. She attracts with words. She gets seduced by the brain versus brawn. She's witty and has innate love of knowledge, words, and communication. Venus is our choices, and our choices change as Venus does. So, our choices are more based in looking for more variety, more freedom, more laughter, more easy and light energy right now. Gift of words is what Venus in Gemini is called. She has no problem in chit chatting or making conversation on any topic. Her love, beauty, and benefits are manifested on the mental plane. Passions are intellectually understood and easily expressed, like by William Shakespeare. A lot depends on how this transit is personally assimilated in one's chart, but at least by transit, we all get a piece of Shakespeare in our everyday life without his Neptunian surrealism. Through our mind and our words, we all have the opportunity right now to bring more love and beauty to the world. Venus is with the Watcher of the East right now, the fixed star Aldebaran, which rules hands and fingers. Hands and fingers can bring about creative works of prominence to reality right now. This is the other side of Antares, which is the Sagittarius religious war star. Activation of Antares and Aldebaran usually presage war. As I mentioned in the May forecast, it comes with a moral choice for the global readers, for the global leaders, as well as for ourselves right now, where we need to rise above. It will further get energized with the 31st of May contact, when I believe world leaders would have to make a moral choice. With Venus meeting the opposite side of war right now, we have the opportunity to meet the war with love and with diplomacy. In the same vein, we all have the opportunity to mend relationships and conflicts through words too. Words are of huge impact right now, as is the mindset. Venus contact with a karmic point North Node right now brings to prominence even a karmic bond, a significant relationship, or a connection that is either new or old. It comes to focus right now. It can either become deeper if it is part of your forward progression, or we move forward away from it if it is part of our past karma and not part of our future karma. These bonds can be with entity or a person. Sometimes the life path we are on is greatly influenced and shifted by our heart choices and personal life right now. This transit can also have a huge impact on our financial situation. We either might be making an investment into our forward path or getting ideas on how to monetize our forward life path. This is forward movement and a very fated one. North Node boosts Venus. Venus is our self worth, so it boosts our self worth and it wants us to choose differently, more progressively. And it may not come easily right now, but that is what is required. Choices in love, in finances, in creativity are greatly shifted as we expect more both from ourselves as well as others in our life. We expect more from our career and, in general, raise our mindset and standards in our own mind. This is elevation of our heart choices. An ambition should be allowed to soar right now. From this position of elevation of our heart choices and ambition, we should be drafting the forward vision of our life because this is the right place to write it from. Venus is now an evening star. All of this year, Venus will be an evening star. Venus Hesperus, our heart and choices, rises behind the sun, our ego and identity. You see it hanging out in the evening sky for whole of this year. A evening star Venus, Hesperus Venus as it's called, dons the feminine and seemingly more matured garb. We can all check it on our own natal chart. If Venus is placed ahead of Sun in zodiacal degrees, which means that Venus is a few degrees ahead of Sun in zodiacal degrees. That means Venus was setting behind Sun when you were born. That gives you an evening star Venus. It changes how we choose in our finances. It changes how we choose in love. It changes the way we make our choices in our life. An evening star Venus has a very different expression creatively and in personal and professional life as compared to a morning star Venus. An evening star Venus, where Venus is in zodiacal degrees, which means, say, you have a Sun in Aries and your Venus is either in Aries in later degrees or it is in Taurus, for example. So Venus is ahead in zodiacal degrees from Sun, then you have an evening star Venus. An evening star Venus is considered to be more matured, considered to be more feminine in some ways. It is more focused on feeling after the action. The choices or the thought process about feelings or the feelings are aroused after the action has happened. It has a retrospective and a more accepting nature to it. It waits for things to be brought to it. It brings forth emotions. That is a judgment of an action. In transit, it will always bring forth emotions that are a judgment of an action that has always been performed. Unlike a morning star, Lucifer Venus, who acts as he feels he must. Lucifer Venus is more driven by emotions and more takes the initiative to get what they want, and they feel they must act and they act because of that. Normally, Venus reaching this evening star maturity, as it's called, happens after a crisis, a physical or a psychological crisis which reaches to this more mellow, matured and wisdom phase. United Kingdom has evening star Venus. United States has a morning star Venus. You can see this in the creative expression and contrast it. United States has an evening star Venus and United Kingdom, UK, has an evening star Venus, and United States has a Lucifer or a morning star Venus. So you can see the difference. Evening star Venus, which we have right now throughout this year as a transit, comes with a baggage of tradition. It doesn't mean that it does not express itself. It can even emotionally overreact. It just means that evening star Venus emotions are an after effect of an action. They, unlike the morning star Venus, whose emotions can cause actions, evening star Venus are an after effect of an action, a forced reaction. Henry Cavill, some of you might know him. He's an actor, Sherlock Holmes to some, Superman to others. He posted very private Venus. Venus evening star is usually a private person about their love life, about their private personal life, even if they're an actor. Henry Cavill, Sherlock Holmes, he's essentially, he even has Venus in Gemini. Venus in Gemini is actually very vocal, very expressive about their love, and they're pretty open about it. But if you have Venus in evening star, that changes the nature of that expression. Expression is completely changed. His Venus is actually conjunct to North Node, so we are all experiencing his Venus in some ways. He lashed back because of comments on his personal life, and his expression, his lashing back, was essentially, I know it can be fun to speculate, to gossip, to dive into our own personal echo chambers on the internet, but your passion is misplaced and it causes harm to the people I care most about. And he essentially asked people to embrace this age of social enlightenment together and move forward with positivity. And the way he expressed, and he was forced to express, he was forced to react. The reaction from evening star Venus are possible, but they're normally forced out of them. And they're more subdued, and if I may say, more English in expression. And it's very English way of talking to press and to social media and to fans, I guess, was, I'm very happy in love and in life. I'll be enormously grateful if you were happy with me. If you can't bring yourself to be happy with me, then at the very least try to do yourself proud and be the best version of yourself. This is Venus in Gemini. It's trying to not get offended, not get nasty in words. Venus in Gemini tries to create love with words, but it's still lashing back on something, but in a very evening star Venus style. That's why I wanted to show this example to you. So essentially, we are all going through that, and there could be reactions which can happen, but they will be very subdued in expression, even if they happen at this point in time. The judgment is there, though. There is a judgment of the actions that have happened, because Venus over here is introspective, and so is Mercury. So we will be very introspective about what has already happened. The judgment after an action is indeed the case with Venus and other personal planets right now, because they're all charting the course. Mars, our action, have already charted, specifically end of March. So if there were any action, especially karmic, some fated decisions or actions we had taken end of March, right now you might be evaluating them, you might be judging them. A delayed emotional reaction of what has already happened might be in process right now. Normally an evening star Venus is more traditional, so you could find yourself maybe even critically judging your own actions, or you can call them frivolous pursuits, against the evening star Venus traditional and cultural or spiritual values. Know that this choice is a tough one, but the only way ahead is forward. There's no going back to that choice. The choice has already been made. This is an introspective color to the action that has already happened. As the forward movement is based on a choice we have made in the past around the end of March. We made a choice, or we took a karmic step, or a karmic event happened to us which moved us away from the past. Now we are moving to the exploration of the newly opened lands, the unexplored, the unexperienced field of potential. We are facing the unfamiliar. Anything could happen in the unfamiliar. But we keep our heart open and flexible to the new experiences of material nature, of emotional nature, of mental nature. The virgin field of consciousness and activity that this degree represents is opening up to us. Venus North Node helps us face the future after we have gone through this introspective color by opening our mind to positive new information, forward-looking, separating us from the past. Mercury, in its strength in Gemini, also is achieving its longest elongation today. The symbol of mind is farthest away from the symbol of ego and our physical self. It's the point of gaining perspective because of distance. We gain a unique perspective on the past events, which help us move forward. We spoke about it in the Mercury in Gemini post podcast or video as well. Delayed evaluation of Feb-March events against a traditional value system, along with gaining perspective at distance, is a key theme which is playing out right now. But North Node lures with the future. It seduces us with the growth that is uncharted, that is unknown, but it is way past and way better than the stagnant past. It drops signs, and hence, right now, when in this introspection, we might even be slipping back or looking back at the past in some ways, showing you that you are on the right path forward. It also brings some needed objectivity to the situation. Pluto is right now retrograde. Pluto represents our transformation. And when Pluto is retrograde, the transformation is more internal versus external events causing it. We ourselves are going through an inner rewiring in this moment. And Pluto is supporting our ego, our sun right now, which means that the process of this inner rewiring and transformation that we are undergoing, it's providing strength to your ego, to your identity, to move forward somehow and not slip back in any way. We have a lot of power over our own life and our life choices. Fate interjects, but mostly to awaken us to this realization itself. Evolution means moving forward, which we are being given some guidance on, but it also means elimination. Sun Pluto is hinting to an elimination as well. An elimination which is based on introspection. Sun Pluto transit right now might suggest it's beneficial for us to evolve forward by eliminating some clutter of the past too. It could be physical clutter. It could be ambition related clutter, goal related clutter, getting more focused on where we want to go. And it is giving us the power to move forward. Maybe today's introspection throws all of it together at you. An illumination and an elimination. Power through it. We have a lot of positive aspects to power through it. Good luck for that, and I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.